You know, bro, with meditation, just kind of focusing on your breath or focusing on one thing and putting all your focus on that. It's like people think shit like that, meditation's just to help you relax and like some deep breathing exercises. It'll relax you, it'll calm you down, it'll help with anxiety. But people don't realize this meditation shit goes like much deeper, I swear. And I feel like people underestimate meditating and just focusing on your breath every day. Cause I just started meditating to like focus and shit and help me relax. But just like the other day, like 2 weeks ago, I was meditating and I set my meditation timer for like 20 minutes, right? And I got like super relaxed. I was sitting right here just focusing on my breath. I got relaxed, really in the zone. I didn't have any thoughts. I was in a very, very deep meditation session. And then I started feeling like, it's hard to describe, but I started feeling like I was spinning around or some shit. Even though I was just sitting right here, focusing on my breath, meditating, it felt like I was spinning, and it felt like my awareness, like me in my head, was away from my body or like somewhere else in my room, and I was spinning. It was kind of like, it wasn't uncomfortable, but it was kind of fucking trippy. It was weird. And I've had a few other like really deep meditation sessions, I guess, where I feel like I'm on drugs or some shit. I don't know how to describe it. I've not really had anywhere I've seen colors or anything, but because I used to smoke a bunch of weed, bro. I used to be a mad weed addict, like spending like $500 a week on weed. That's off topic. But my point is, I know what being stoned as fuck is like, and I've had some deep meditation sessions where I feel stoned, like exactly the same as when I'm high. Like, I'm very disconnected from my body and just feel like fucking weird. And I remember searching up, like a week ago after I had that thing where I felt like I was spinning, I searched it up if that was normal to happen during meditation. And I found some like Reddit post on the meditation subreddit fucking talking about that exact same thing I experienced. And this guy was like, yeah, I was spinning around while I was meditating. Is that normal? And someone said that was normal, I don't remember the exact reply, but someone was talking about how that was some kind of like spiritual fucking awakening or some shit. And if you meditate and like you feel yourself spinning around, bro, you're in like some deep shit. And then he sent the link to some weird spiritual meditation website that was explaining common things that happen during meditation. And I clicked on that link, and yeah, one of them was like fucking you'll start feeling like you're spinning and whatever. And then after that, it started listing like several stages of meditation and what kind of abilities or powers you'll unlock after like meditating deeply. I'll need to get the website to fucking show you, bro. It was weird. It was just some kind of like spiritual website. And it was saying, firstly, obviously you'll feel much more calm when you start meditating. And then after that, it was like you'll be able to see the future clearly, and you'll be able to clearly predict what will happen. I was like, what the fuck? Is it saying like after I meditate, I'll be able to predict the future or some shit? That's like what this website was saying. I don't know if this makes sense, but basically this website was just talking about the different kind of abilities you'll unlock after meditating. And then after it said you'll be able to kind of predict the future, then it was like you'll be able to read minds or some shit. Like, it just started listing a bunch of powers, and one of them was like you'll be able to think so clearly, you'll be able to read minds and like use telepathy and shit like that. And I was like, what the fuck? And this was not a weird website. This looked like a website written by like a monk or some shit. And I was like, that's interesting. But I remembered these kind of weird, like, meditation powers and shit. Also, bear in mind, I don't know shit about meditation. I know, like, if I make a video about this on YouTube, there'll be some monk nerd in the comments saying I'm, like, retarded and I don't know what I'm talking about. But this is just what I've seen on the internet. these meditation things, these powers you unlock, actually, if you really look into it on the internet, aren't so like weird to come across. In fact, look, I don't know shit about like religions and whatever, but I was reading about that Buddha guy because I remember reading the Wikipedia for like Buddhism or some shit, or like the Wikipedia for the Buddha dude. You know that monk motherfucker that like sat under a tree and was like good at meditating? I don't know. But there's like a whole Wikipedia dedicated to the powers this Buddha guy like had. And it was like this guy, this religious figure got so deep into meditation, he could like phase through walls and like become invisible and create clones of himself, bro. Like, I swear, this meditation shit goes deep, bro. It's not just about relaxing. I swear, if you've never meditated and you just start meditating like 20 minutes a day, you're gonna notice some shit happening, like just besides being relaxed and thinking very clearly. It's kind of weird. About that website that was saying you'll be able to like tell the future very clearly, I don't think that's so weird, because when I started meditating for 20 minutes a day, like consistently for months, I felt like I could see things very clearly. I don't know if that makes sense, but I felt like, you know that motherfucker from DUNE, Paul Atreides from DUNE? I don't know if you watched that movie, bro. That movie's so good. And like DUNE Part 2, Paul, he can like kind of tell the future or some shit and like see all these prophecies, and he's sitting down and he's like, I see a way through. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like that motherfucker that can like see prophecies and shit, I feel like Paul Atreides from DUNE, bro. Because the meditation just makes your mind work so clearly, so it is as if you can see all the paths you can go down. Not to sound like dramatic, but you can see all the paths you can go down and all the possible futures, like a Doctor Strange motherfucker. And this sounds retarded, but this stuff is like not so weird. Because, I remember, sorry, I'm just kind of yapping. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I just remember reading an article in China about, this is going to make my social credit score go down in China, but I remember reading some article about how there was this monk in China protesting against the government. I don't remember what it was for, but like it was China. So, it speaks for itself. But there was this monk protesting the government, and to protest them, he set himself on fire and fucking killed himself in front of like some government building to make a point and protest. But this dude, when he set himself on fire, he didn't scream. He didn't make one sound of like pain or anything, bro. He did not flinch. He sat there, set himself on fire and fucking died to protest the government. There's a name for that shit. Oh, I don't remember what it's called. Immolation? I don't know. When you like set yourself on fire as some kind of protest. But that's what I'm saying. These monks that have been meditating so deeply for years, they get so deep into it that they can like override their body's natural response to pain. And at this point, if you like stab these motherfuckers, they won't even need to cry out or scream or say anything, because they're so like, they have so much control over their own mind. And what is pain? That's just a signal being sent to your brain. So when you have so much control over your own mind, you have control over what your fucking body feels, bro. And like, this shit's just crazy. So I don't know, right? I don't know if things like invisibility are real or like phasing through walls and shit, but if anyone can do that, it's these fucking monks. It's these monks in China, bro, in these Chinese temples. And I also think people should be kind of warned about meditation. Because like people, as I said, people think it's just some deep breathing thing that will help you relax. But there's some motherfuckers kind of like me in a way that start meditating very deeply, thinking it's just for relaxation, but we end up having a whole fucking like ego death, bro. And we get into one deep meditation session, we come out of that and we are never the same. Like, I remember I had this once when I started meditating and I was new to it. There was just one time where everything lined up perfectly and I got so deep into meditation that I was 100% focused on my breath and had no thoughts. And then after that, shit just did not feel the same, bro. It was if I realized I was like role playing as a fucking human. Because when you get deep into meditation, it's kind of like taking a mad amount of drugs in that you separate from yourself. Like, you separate from your ego. You know when people take a shit ton of LSD, bruv, and they talk about like a fucking ego death? You can have that shit from meditation, and then you realize you're just role playing as a human, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing here, bro? Like, so this meditation shit, you kind of gotta be careful, because like that can change your life. And I mean, I guess it's like in a good way, right? But still, it's deeper. It's deeper than just relaxation. Still, it is good for relaxing and like focus and shit. And all it is just focusing on your breath, bro, or focusing on one thing. That's the other thing. People overcomplicate the fuck out of meditation. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm yapping about, bro. I was just thinking like the other day when I started spinning in my fucking head, I was like, what the hell is going on there? It's also lucid dreaming. Here's another thing is, you know, like lucid dreaming, when you realize you're in a dream and you can do anything you want. I've seen some lucid dreamers talk about like meditating in their dream, and I think that was like a thing Tibetan monks did called dream yoga, kind of meditating in their dreams. I may be so wrong on that because I don't know shit about it. But it's a thing where you have a lucid dream, you can meditate, and that's kind of interesting. There was this one time I had a lucid dream and I realized I was dreaming at a beach, and then I started meditating, just completely focusing on my breath, and I realized it was so easy to control the dream after I did that. Like, generally, I sometimes have issues with dream control, like doing what I want in a lucid dream, because that shit takes practice. But after meditating this one time, it was so easy to control the dream. I guess because I had like full control over my mind. And I remember the first time I tried to meditate in a lucid dream. I'm sorry I don't know if you're still listening to me or if I'm just rambling on, but I'm kind of like schizo ranting right now about meditation. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But there was this one time, the first time I meditated in a lucid dream, I kind of made myself float, and I kind of crossed my legs in like that monk fucking meditation position, right? And I started meditating while I was floating in this cool position. I felt like some motherfucker from the Matrix or something. But then as I started meditating, my body floated and like crashed into my fucking wall, bro. Like, I crashed into the wall of my house when I was meditating and floating. So that kind of fucked up. But it was funny, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just yapping, but I don't know. I mean, join the Discord if you're not in it. I assume you're already in the fucking Discord though. And just like the video and leave me a mean comment. I don't know if you're still listening to me, and I don't know why you would still be listening to me. But yeah, I don't know. Also, I got a new phone. I'm talking to you on a new fucking phone, bruv. So sorry if I look kind of different. New phone, new me, I guess. I'm just kidding. I'm still a fucking retard. But yeah, I don't know. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.